A few months ago, Katrina and her friend, they invited me to the beach with them. And there was this campground, and they had this campsite there. So we were going to have a nice day. It was going to be a nice day of taking acid, sitting at the beach, and all that. So I arrive at about 3 p.m. and by 3:15 I've got this tab in my body. I have consumed this acid. So I'm just sitting there on the picnic table. Katrina and her friend are setting up the tent. It's taking them a little while, but I'm just sitting. I'm waiting. I'm sitting, eating this edible. And this is 400 milligram edible, this Nerd's Rope. It tasted like dabs. It tasted like somebody laid out a string of dabs and just stuck a bunch of nerds onto it and put it inside of a package. It literally just tasted like weed. So I'm eating this, and Katrina and her friend get the tent set up. They're getting stuff in the tent. They're getting their bed stuff in the tent. They're setting things up. They're getting stuff out of their car and putting it on the picnic table. And eventually, we go to the beach. I'm sitting there. It's about maybe 30, 45 minutes later. I'm starting to feel this acid a little bit. And I'm starting to feel the edibles. I'm starting to feel really high. And I was starting to feel really nauseous. And I knew it was because of the acid. I had taken it before, that exact kind, and it just made my stomach hurt. But this time I started feeling nauseous. I guess that's kind of normal when you're coming up on acid. I also felt like I was overheated. It was pretty hot. It was in the middle of July, so it was pretty hot. I actually felt like I was gonna throw up. I just felt like I needed really cold water. I felt like it would soothe my stomach because for some reason, I guess acid, I don't know what it is. Maybe it counteracts with the stomach acids or whatever. I don't even know. But it always hurts my stomach, and then it passes. So I guess it just gets absorbed, and then it goes to my brain, and then it goes away. Normally it goes away if I smoke, but I had eaten that edible, so I don't understand what was going on. I was definitely having some sort of heat problem. So when we arrived at the beach, I immediately just went to the beach with my water bottle and just started drinking my water. I was drinking water all throughout this nauseous experience, and throughout the day, you gotta drink your water, especially when you're on acid. But when I had arrived to the beach, I was really awkward and weird because I had my phone on me, and I didn't really have my bathing suit. I could get my shorts wet if I really wanted to, and maybe go in waist deep, but I had my phone on me. I was just listening to my music. I had to listen to my music. So I didn't want to go in, and I didn't want to leave my phone up on the sand. I didn't have any other, items to hide it with, so that was not an option. I was just walking awkwardly back and forth between the ocean water and, the sand that was dry, and putting my phone down and walking over there and be like, no, I can't leave it there. But there was literally no one there, and I was just on acid, and I was just kind of panicking a little because I was hot, and I was feeling sick. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to last the next 12 hours, and I'm going to be sick. So I walked back up to the parking lot, because that's where Katrina and her friend were. And there's, picnic tables, and just picnic tables everywhere. There's grills and a volleyball court. And I just walk over to where Katrina and her friend were sitting, and I open the cooler, and I just pour water all over me. They're ice cold water. And I wasted, 2 bottles of water, and I'm drinking down the other bottle of water. I drank the whole thing. And then I sit down, and I'm kind of in this position where I'm about to throw up, because I felt like I was about to throw up, and I did throw up. A couple minutes later, I'm starting to feel better, I'm cooling off. Next thing you know, I'm smoking a blunt, and that's when I start feeling a lot better. I'm sitting, I'm chilling. Katrina's cooking burgers, and her other friends sipping on some beers, and we're just having a nice time. It's just a nice time. I'm like, wow, look at me, sitting on the beach, taking acid, smoking this blunt. Life was good. Everything was going great. I felt good. I was looking at the clouds, and even though the clouds were gray and dark, kind of over by the horizon, they were kind of subsiding now, but they were still there, and I was seeing this weird hallucination pattern of them twisting in this geometric way. I don't know how to describe it. I guess that's the best way. I was looking at the patterns on the sidewalk, and I was looking at the patterns on the table, and in the sky. I wasn't really seeing patterns in the sky, but when I looked down at the sand and in the grass and the plants, I was seeing patterns, and the trees were so lifelike, and everything was just so alive and vibrant. But at the same time, I was still feeling a little sick, but I was feeling good. I was making the best out of the moment, just because I was on acid, and I was smoking a blunt at the beach, so what could be better than that, And a little while later, we head back to the campsite and we go into the tent and we're smoking out of the gravity bong. We're smoking a couple roaches out of the gravity bong. And as we're smoking out of the gravity bong, there's these kids that are riding their bikes. And one of them goes, "It smells like weed." They're maybe 10, 12 years old. I had seen them earlier in the day and they were just riding around. I just thought that was funny. So we finish up smoking in the tent and then we go drive back over to the beach. And at this point, it's dark. It's almost dark. And it's really beautiful outside. It was really purple. There was dark purple and dark blue. It was just really nice at the beach. And the breeze and the temperature. I was listening to my music, looking at the sky, and I was just vibing. It was just a beautiful, beautiful night. We're walking back up to the parking lot, and the police are there. We get a little sketched out for a moment, and then we just figure that they're there because it's closing. But one of the security guard people come up to us, and I'm all scared. I'm still tripping. I'm really high, and I don't know what to do. But I just stand there. I'm acting like I'm getting something out of the car. And basically, all the police and the security guard said was not to set off any fireworks. And we're like, "Oh, no, we're not." They're like, "Okay, have a safe night." I was a little relieved that they had left because the car really kind of smelled like weed. But luckily, they just told us that, and we were headed back to the campsite because the beach was closing and everybody else was gone. We were the only people there. And then we went back to the campsite and I was texting my mom telling her to come pick me up. And 30 minutes later, she picks me up. And luckily, she didn't know I was on acid. She just knew that I was probably high or something. So then I get home, I lay down in bed. And honestly, I really just wanted to go to sleep then. But before I had gone to sleep, I had smoked up some more. I was starting to feel the acid again after I had smoked a little bit. So I was vibing. I was just sitting in my room, listening to my playlist, my advanced vibing playlist. And eventually I just fell asleep. And I woke up the next day like 12 hours later and then fell asleep for like 12 more hours. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of the story. I hope you guys enjoyed and peace.